Hello guys and welcome to the new video. Every trader wants to know the areas at which the smart money, that is big banks and institutions, enters the market in order to maximize their profits. So, in this video we would explain the best order block strategy that would help us in trading like the big banks and institutions. But before we start the video, make sure that you subscribe to the channel and hit this bell icon to never miss our exciting content. Before we dive into the strategy, let us look at some of the basics of the smart money concepts. You need to know these concepts in order to understand this strategy. First, break of structure, second, shift in market structure, and third, order blocks. Let us learn these concepts with an example. So, as you can see here, that the market is making higher highs and higher lows, which indicates that the market is in an uptrend. We would focus on the recent higher high and higher low to make you understand these concepts. And when the market breaks its previous higher high to form a new higher high, it indicates that the market wants to continue its uptrend, which we call a break of structure. But if the price breaks the recent higher low to the downside, then it indicates that market has changed its direction, which we call shift in market structure. The order blocks are the areas of supply and demand where the large market participants such as big banks and financial institutions accumulate orders in large quantities. And this results into the big price movements. Basically, the order blocks forms when there is an imbalance between sellers and buyers in the market. The purpose of forming order block is to fulfill the big banks and institutions' unfulfilled order in the market, which is why the order blocks are important to us. The banks and institutions would bring the price again to the zone in order to fulfill their unfulfilled orders. So, in a bullish scenario, the last small bearish candle formed before the rally will be considered as bullish order block zone. Or the first weak bullish candle formed before the rally will be considered as a bullish order block zone. Same happens with the bearish order block zone. The last small bullish candle formed before the drop will be considered as bearish order block zone. Or the first bearish weak candle formed before the drop will be considered as a bearish order block zone. Let us learn how to identify the bullish and bearish order blocks in the chart. So, here we have the Eurus chart on 1 hour time frame. And here we can see a strong uptrend as the price is making higher highs and higher lows. We can identify 4 imbalance candles formed in the market caused by the imbalance between buyers and sellers. Now let us plot the bullish order block as per the rule discussed in this video earlier. Let me repeat the rule for you. In an uptrend, the last bearish candlestick before the rally or the first weak bullish candlestick before the rally will be considered as in bearish order block zone. So here we see an imbalance candle formed before the last bearish candle, which is why this zone can be considered a bullish order block zone. We can also see another imbalance candle forming before a weak bullish candle. For this reason, we would draw on the bullish order block zone of this candle. Likewise, we would draw order block zones on the remaining 2 imbalance candles. Now that we have learned basics of the smart money concepts, let us move to the strategy. So in this strategy, we would identify a strong order block zone on the higher time frame using the imbalance candles and the break of structure. And then we would wait for the price to make a shift in the market structure after the price reaches back to the zone. Let us understand this strategy with an example. Here we have the Euro-USD chart on 1 hour time frame. And as you can see here that the price is in a strong uptrend, and hence, we would only look for bullish order blocks. We can see price doing break of structure, which satisfies our first condition of this being a strong order block zone. So, as you can see here that the market made an imbalance candle after a weak bullish candle, which is why we would plot the bullish order block from this weak candle. So, now we would switch over to the lower time frame, which is 15 minutes, in order to see a change of character in the price. We can see that the price came back to the bullish order block zone. Now we would wait for the price to make a shift in the market structure in order to confirm that the bullish trend has started. The price made a change of character and hence we would initiate a buy position here. We would keep our risk to reward ratio at 3:1. And as you can see here, that we ended up making a profitable trade. Now let us look at one more example of bullish order block in order to understand it properly. So, as you can see here that the price is in a strong uptrend and hence, we would only look for bullish order block. And also, we see price doing a break of structure which satisfies our first condition of this being a strong order block zone. So, now we would wait for the price to form an imbalance candle. Here is the imbalance candle, and thus we would plot the bullish order block from the last red candle that formed before the imbalance candle. Now that we had identified the order block zone, let us wait for the price to come at the zone. So, as you can see here that the price has reached to the zone and thus, we would switch over to the lower time frame and wait for the price to make a shift in the market structure. We can see price going to upwards after it reached to the zone which we call shift in market structure. So, we would initiate a buy trade here. We would keep our risk to reward ratio at 3:1. And as you can see here that we made good profits from this trade. Now that we had learned the strategy of the bullish order block zone, let us move to the bearish order zone strategy. So, here we have the euro-pound chart on hourly time frame. And as you can see here that the market is in a strong downtrend and hence we would only look for bearish order block zone. And we can also see price doing a break of structure which satisfies our first condition of this being a strong order block zone. So, as you can see here that the market formed an imbalance candle and which is why we would plot a bearish order block zone from the first week bearish candle that was formed before the imbalance candle. And now we would wait for the price to come back to this zone. So, as we can see here that the price reached back to the zone. And thus we would switch over to the lower time frame which is 15 minutes in order to see if there is a shift in market structure or not. Here is our entry point as the price went downwards from the zone which we call change of character. We would keep our risk to reward ratio at 3:1. And as you can see here that we ended up making a profitable trade. Now let us look at another example of bearish order block zone in order to understand this strategy properly. Here we have the euro-pound on hourly time frame. And also, we see price doing a break of structure which satisfies our first condition of this being a strong bearish order block zone. So, as you can see here that the price made an imbalance candle which is why we plot the bearish order block zone from the last bullish candle which formed before the imbalance candle. And now we would wait for the price to reach at the zone again in order to initiate a short position. So, as you can see here that the price reached at the zone again in order to fulfill the smart money's unfulfilled orders. And now we would switch over to the lower time frame which is 15 minutes and wait for the price to make a shift in market structure. Here is our entry point as the price went downward from this zone and made a shift in market structure. We would keep our risk to reward ratio of 3:1. And as you can see that we made good profits from this trade. This brings us to end of this video. I hope you found this video interesting, and if you did so then be sure to like the video. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit this bell icon to never miss our exciting content.